learn a lot of just style from school or self-taught? I'm self-taught. I remember when I was in third grade, I started to take drum lessons, but that didn't work out so well because it was boring to sit with the snare and reading notes, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a rock star, being on stage and just hammering on a million drums at the same time. So mainly, as always, learning by doing. I'm too lazy to practice, like I said. It has to come naturally, otherwise it's no fun. What would be your best advice for young musicians who wants to make their passion a professional and live decently from the music? I believe that the advice for young musicians is to write a lot of music, because the more you write, I think the better you get, especially in the early stage of writing music, the first 5 years, I would say. Also, when it comes to maybe to get a contract or something like that, I would spend all my money on a music lawyer to fix the contract, because that money will be worth in the future for you. I'm still stuck in things that I signed 30 years ago, and I will probably never get out of it on some albums and stuff, because you were naive and you had so-called lawyers looking at it, but they didn't really do it in interest. So I would say spend all your money on that shit. If you're gonna sign any contracts, don't just go, yeah, this is nice. So if alien lands on this planet and they would ask, take me to your lead dad, where would I take them? I really don't know. Definitely not to any politicians in any country at all. I would probably take it more to some science, maybe. People who can answer our way of doing physics and so on. I really don't know, to be honest. But definitely not any presidents or any prime ministers or whatever. I would take them to more people who knows what the hell is going on. So, can you imagine yourself without your goatee? Yeah, I can. Look. All right. Looks good, huh? Do you ever take a break? You're always busy making incredible things? I don't think so. But do you ever get a day to yourself and just chill and do nothing? Yeah, I actually do. Just try to recharge and not think about music, and try not think about business, career, blah, blah, blah. Just trying to be me. The older I get, I guess the more often I do it. So it takes longer and longer. And also, you need to be motivated to take a break. You need to be motivated to not take a break. So it all depends what it is. Did you write the song Have a Drink on Me Drunk? No, I like slide guitars. I really enjoy blues. I mean, that's really where everything comes from, what we're listening to, no matter how you twist it around. That and jazz and so on. But I think mainly the blues is where the rock comes from, and the heavy rock and blah, 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 blah. Where is your happy place? When was your happiest moment? I don't know, when I sit on my lawnmower, cut grass and listening to Beatles, I guess. It makes me fly away a little bit. So that's my happy place right now. So what do you wish to be remembered by or of? I don't know, I guess my music. When I die, you can listen to my music. That's about it. Does Peter dunk biscuits in his tea, coffee, or does he simply have a bite? I like to dunk it. It should just go, you have to catch it before. What do you think will happen in the future with extreme music, with the exponential growth of technology? I don't know, but I could say one thing. A 3-year-old kid can play better than most of us grown up in the 70s and 80s too nowadays. So, and together with technology, I don't know, sky's the limit, I would say. But one thing that's not the limit is to write a good song. So I think that's something you can't be taught. That's something you have to have in your system, I guess, being brought up.
Do you believe that AI can, in the future, write the same good songs as live musician?
I don't know. You tell me in 10, 15 years. But I still think you have to have a lot of heart and soul to write music. That's something that you cannot really learn by watching YouTube how to play instruments. I think it's mainly just how you are in your soul to write. So that will be the ultimate challenge for everybody, to write better songs instead of just being a great musician. I will believe that's always been my thoughts. Maybe that's why I'm not a good musician. I can play a lot of instruments, but I can just play what needed to be done. So.